hello everyone. Let me go to the big screen real fast here. The big screen. I hope everyone's doing really good today. This is I, the Roguescaper, here for another No Great Thursday, getting some paint on some more AOA stuff. We're painting Raakchott today. If you notice, I have rearranged my stream layout once again, so we're testing out all the bugs today. Make sure we got all that in place, and yeah, just chatting about Heroescape, chatting about painting, what else ever pops in my brain, and really just kind of breaking in, seeing if all the all the bugs are kicked out of my my current setup. I brought back there we go. I brought back my overhead view. I started to like the look of that. I cleaned up my background a bit, although it is a bit darker on the screen I like. And yeah, just having a good time. I think we are about ready to jazz. I'm just gonna start painting. I'm always bad at starting off my streams. We are painting Raakchott today. This little wood wizard of death seemed appropriately spooky for Halloween season. I'm trying to find kind of the scarier models or models associated with Halloween to paint during this time period, but I mean I can't always hold on to that. Well, we'll just kind of dive into it. I'm using dark brown right here just to add this nice deep dark tone for it that we're going to be building off of. And I'm just adding that to the whole model. I'm using black round from Monument Paint, Pro Acryl, and yeah, what else is going on? National Heroescape Day is coming up, which is always exciting. You know, I was originally going to drive 2 hours to try to get that Cornelius Breach, but then I realized my local shop was having some giveaways, so now I'm just driving 30 minutes instead. Gotta get that character. Excited to actually be able to just do some things. Yeah, I've never been able to go to a tournament or anything like that before. I mean, I have in recent years, but not for National Heroescape Day. So it's fun. Fun to get some free stuff and engage the community. I don't know why I haven't painted this guy yet. Well, I think I finally primed him. That was the biggest issue. And then there was, when I was streaming for Renegade, I originally was going to paint this guy, but I think they decided last minute to have me paint Miserex. So he's just been kind of my hold by area for a bit. I primed this all black. Although this is a really great model to work with speed paints if you're just want to get this one done fast. It's not a hard model to get done at all. But there's some twisty areas that you may miss, so definitely helps that a lot. We're staying in focus, which is nice. No more camera shake. We're getting there. It's taken a lot of iterations. Some adjustability if I move up. Okay, I'm liking it so far. I have some chords coming in which will hopefully improve the quality of the actual video. I was kind of looking through my footage and I was like, you know, I have a really nice camera. Why does it look like potato quality? It's because I'm recording through HDMI. There's a way to record from camera direct using some tethering cables on my camera. So I'm going to be upgrading that pretty soon, which I'm happy about. Get more of a true image of what's going on. The switcher I use does a bit of compression. I go from 6K to 1280 to HD, so that's a bit of compression it has to go through. Howdy, Rogue. Hello, Shurig. I hope you're doing awesome today. At the very least, good. We'll take back my son in the TNT. Oh yeah, the tabletop Discord. I'm around Kansas City area, so yeah, I'll definitely be going there with my brother-in-law. Maybe whoever else can go this tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Actually, I'm really thankful for your post because I didn't see the announcement that they were having one. I was like checking and I didn't see it pop up. I was like, oh, I guess I'll have to drive to Manhattan, which is fine. There's a couple people I wanted to meet down there, but you know, if I can just drive 30 minutes up to Cardboard Corner and meet some local players, I'm all for that. I'll be going. I'll bring the health orb, so if anyone wants to see what it looks like, they can take a little glimpse of that. But yeah, excited to meet you. Excited to meet whoever else is in the Kansas City area. The Cardboard Corner is a really great game store if you are around Kansas. It's probably one of the favorite ones I've been because it's both a board game store as well as a cafe. So you can go in, get a bunch of waffle-based menu items, and they have just pretty much a board game wall where you can just grab board games and play there with no charge or anything. And it's a great business model because I always end up buying too much other stuff anyways every time I'm there. So it's great. Technically today I streamed this week. I streamed on the Renegade channel this Monday, which has been kind of fun. It's nice. Streaming over there is inspiring me to keep on improving the video layout here, because it's just it's like I gotta be kind of. I'm naturally a perfectionist. You know, maybe not even a perfectionist. I just like to do too much, and that takes a lot of effort and time. And so I finally had a couple days off. I've been working pretty hard. Late October, September, my busy month for work. I do pest control, and that's when all the bugs are kind of coming out or dying. All right, we are going to paint this gray area last. I don't even want to have to worry about that until it's all done, because I'm going to get paint on it. You know, I don't want to have to care. So I really like this dark brown. It's a very subtle color. It's a really good way to build up both the bone and the wood, which is it's pretty much a step above the black. You know, when I look at this guy, I could definitely do like a lightning variant of it, like kind of lightning coming out of his hands. It'd be kind of fun. I've been trying to think of a fun alternate way to paint this guy. Like a skeleton zapped by lightning energy. That'd be really unique, I think. Have all the mushrooms be like glowing blue orbs. I can see it. I'm seeing it. Now I want to try that out. Alright, so let's move to our next color. Let's see here. Let's get some lighter brown kind of blended into this. I'm going to go with some light umber from Procryl. Procryl is my favorite brand, but you know, it really doesn't matter what you use. You know, I like it because it's very matte, so I have control over how shiny it is, and it has really good coverage. So So I'm kind of taking this paint and reapplying it. I'm going to be doing a little bit of wet blending to kind of get some gradients going on this thing. Pretty much I'm kind of pulling the paint together, both the wet, what paint is it? The umber and the black brown. Kind of blending them together and kind of feathering it out, effectively kind of creating a nice blend. I don't do a lot of wet blending, honestly. It's just a skill that doesn't end up in my style too much, so I've been wanting to practice this a bit more. Oh. For some reason, my mouse was being a little janky. I don't know what happened there. I hope everything's good. Okay, I think we should be good. About 20 minutes north of Kansas City, so I've only been there a few times to shop. It's a great store. It's my first HeroScape event, my first time playing HeroScape since I was 12, like you're 12. That's crazy. Yeah, it's great to have the game back. So it's, I'm trying to get all my friends into it. You know, I've kind of played for a while, but I was always too scared to kind of go into more of the the broader community aspect of it. You know, I've been kind of like on the sidelines since I was 9 years old, type of deal, you know, and just always too kind of nervous to reach out or post anything or talk about anything, and so it's happy that it's kind of back and active and vibrant. You know, there's people to meet up with and get new product and talk about it while it's still very much alive. I mean, the game's never, you know, people always get mad when you say the game's not alive, and, you know, it was a living game, but not in an official capacity. You know, it's different. People can be pedantic, but it was alive by the community, but there was, you know, we're reliant on the community for new releases and upkeep, and, you know, I love the community stuff. have a lot of EC love and all that stuff, but it is nice opening a box and not having to find secondhand D&D minis on the aftermarket. You know, it's just hits a different part of your brain. Just got your master set a week or so ago, so these streams have been a great motivation to get my set painted. Hoping to start this weekend. Oh yeah, that's super cool to hear. The master set's a lot of fun. I really like Admiral EJ. He's probably the most fun one to paint for me. But yeah, definitely love to see anything that gets painted. But it's a fun set. I am excited for more of these bigger, chunkier units coming out with Wave 3. They are just they're like the ones I'm excited to paint for. Like I like the pirates, how they play, but honestly they're not my most favorite things to paint in the world. They're fine. It's just so many satchels and so many little details that it's definitely, those respond really well to speed paints and stuff like that. But I guess I'm not being very encouraging. They're great to paint, and you'll have fun going into it. But yeah, there's a reason I haven't made any tutorials on the pirates yet. It's just it's like a lot of little stuff to explain. You know, it's like, you gotta do these satchels this way, and you gotta do the swords this way, and, you know, like Raakchott's like 4 colors, and that's with me being fancy. You know, let's get some dark yellow green. But Admiral EJ, then you have Raylan, is a bit more of a harder paint, but it's a really satisfying one once you get that done. And then, you know, Sinithrax is great. I like big models. I like using my big brush, and mainly just because I'm filming everything and they're easier to stay in focus. It's more just personal preference. But I like the little models too. They just require more focus. They're not as fun to do while I'm like talking and streaming. Because I'm like, don't talk to me. I'm painting 30 bags right now. But, you know, it's really fun adding... I like doing leather effects, so it kind of evens out. Let's get a little bit of green on at the bottom of this here, just to make this kind of stand out. It's not all brown. I really like this color from Army Painter. This is dark yellow-green. And this is a fun color to work with. I use this one a lot. Who have I not painted for the Master Set yet? I haven't painted a Raakchott, that's why I'm working on him today, just to say he's done. And let's see here, I still have to paint... Is this the last figure I have to paint? I've painted multiple sets at this point, so it's getting a little... it's all getting a little blurred. Painted the Pirates, painted Giovanni... I feel like there's someone from the Battle Blocks I'm missing. I'll have to check them all. I think this might be my last official figure to paint. That's exciting. Just in time for Wave 2 to get to my doorstep. I'll have to take some group photos. We are getting there. I really like that green. It's really popping. Really adding some contrast. So let's look, see if I have my Dusty Skull here. There we go. Dusty Skull is a really good transition color if you're building skeleton bones up. And it's in the name, it's not surprising, but it's hard to find like a good kind of dirty tan. And Army Painter actually delivered on this one. I'm really liking their new Fanatic line. You know, Army Painter used to be kind of regarded as the worst popular brand to get, and they responded really well to the feedback the community gave them. They didn't insist, we're better than you, or you don't know what you're talking about. They actually reached out to a lot of community painters and YouTube painters and asked, like, what's the perfect master set? What do we need to do to improve our paint and our, you know, the desirability to use it? And so they took all that feedback and made new formulations, and it's a lot better. I think it's doing really well for them. I'm going to go down to a smaller brush here. And so I've been enjoying using them. They're a good like backup for me. I use them. I actually got really mainly into them just because Renegade is, you know, using Army Painter for their stuff, and I wanted to be able to be kosher. So we're kind of painting this down a bit here. Always, if you want smooth texture, then your paint's down. We are working on the bespoke bone part here. And I'm trying to leave the deep recesses a little bit darker. You could dry brush this if you wanted to save a bit of time, but I really wanted like some nice clean lines of the bones. I am planning on making some more actual edited content soon. It's on my to-do list. Part of the thing is I needed to get a better workflow because they just were taking a lot of mental energy on my part, more than I wanted. Like I was like, it shouldn't be this hard to explain how to paint. Like Onshu or whatever. It's just a couple colors, but it was like kind of mentally taxing me. So I was like, I think there's just a thing wrong with my process. Where I used to film and then go back through, watch it all, write a script, and then record that script, edit it based on the script, and it was kind of burdensome. You know, it was it was a lot to do. So I'm working on doing more kind of a semi-casual approach where I paint the figure and I kind of walk through the process. So I think the most important thing now is to get more content out. Oh yeah, the green's coming together. Once we get a little even brighter green, this is going to really start singing. But I'm liking how this is coming out here. And I am dry brushing actually these antlers because I'm not officially dry brushing, but just to kind of get a little bit of that texture on there. Bones are really fun to work with because you have a lot more room for texture, which kind of dry brushing and other methods really kind of do. So we're really using that underlayer to build up with this. It's been exciting to see more community painters pop up, more Heroescape content creators in general just start making content. It's a really cool time just to be a creator. It's a channel that's been started doing some things. If people want some really good tutorials, nice simple tutorials, there's a creator called Gigan, after Godzilla fame, that I really enjoyed watching, and they're doing a great job. See, I'm not like, I never hope to be in a spot where it's like, I'm the only one who knows how to paint skate, there's no one better than, you know, like, you gotta be pretty vain and prideful to do that. I'm like, every day I kind of wake up and I'm like, yeah, there's people better than me, and more, you know, I've seen, you know, you see those golden demon winners, and you see those people that are crazy, and you get discouraged, and then you think, oh yeah, I'm better than anyone else, and then you get a big head. So it's just nice just to find what you do and enjoy doing it, is kind of where I'm at. I'm content. I hope everyone that is making content, painting, Heroescape, or whatever they're doing succeeds. Like, I'm always trying to help people out. I'm just having fun. But it's been a good week. I actually I had the whole week off just because office is out on vacation, so get some much needed R&R. I was a little overworked. Why are you tracking my hand? We're getting there. We're getting that grizzly glow up on this guy. Okay, let's get like a very orangey brown in this, just to really start separating these trunk colors here. Do I have one that I want to use? Let's do... You can, of course, always mix your browns. I like buying a bunch of browns on hand. I think that makes me a lazy painter, but it's just, I just waste so much paint when I mix. So let's see here. I got a good one I want to use. I want like something orange. I'm just gonna make my own. Never mind. Don't want leather brown. I want something a bit sharper. Yeah, I'll just mix a bit of orange into this. Disregard what I said, I mixed my own brown here. make it a bit sharper. And I'm kind of using just a dabby motion, just kind of getting some of the raised corners. We're going to be blending this all in together, but I want to add some distinction to the outlines. Let's stay in our zone here. Let's make it a bit dense and flows. We're going to be adding, washes and with that. So when you're adding washes, you want to build brighter and then kind of plan on going down a bit. Just want several different colors kind of be seen. I'm just going to thinly apply some of that darker tone over it just to make it flow a bit better together. You can't comprehend the level the Golden Demon guys paint at. Yeah, they're insane. I would love to get to that level at some point, but I'm a decade from from even attempting their stuff. Be confident in your painting level whenever you get the motivation and time to do it. Yeah, that's a good spot to be in. I was watching a video on freehanding today, and I saw an image of someone who had a flag, and they painted like a whole mural on their flag, and I almost snapped all my brushes in half. But I'm not good freehander. That is my weakest area as a painter. Is freehanding. I'm able to cheat really well with, I get colors. I get kind of how colors work together, but freehanding is just a whole different level of skill. One that I'd love to have, but it's a bit of practice to get there. That's why I like Heroescape. Nice and easy. It's just great seeing the community kind of embrace painting either through cost or necessity. But before we started Heroescape, it was very much painting hiss boo as a majority of the community. Now I like going to Facebook every day and seeing kind of, here's what I tried to paint today. My first time ever painting. Like that's really fun kind of environment to be in. There's just sometimes there can get a bit of elitism and in painting communities, where it's like, oh, don't use this method. But that's why I stick here. That's why I haven't really ventured to like Warhammer and stuff like that. One, just because I don't have enough budget to have two collectible mini hobbies, honestly. But it's just, I like how open, and that's probably always been the best part about Heroescape, is that it's like, people care a lot about it and they know a lot about it. But in terms of like, sweat, actual concentrated sweat of just like the community, you could show up to a tournament with a terrible army and people will be more impressed with you than if they show up with a best army possible. It's like everything's a little bit viable. I've been kind of getting my Warhammer friends into this game. They're like, so what's like the faction codex I need to... I'm like, you can put anything with anything. There's like no limitations. That's the fun part. They're like, wait, I can put this T-Rex guy with the samurais, even though they're like different card colors? I'm like, yeah. Doesn't matter. Alright, I'm really excited for the mushrooms on this thing. Those are gonna really be fun to bring out. I forget what's the kind of mushroom that grows exclusively on dead things, but I think that's what grows on this thing too. Same style. Also, those golden demon guys spend like 80 to 200 hours on a model. You know, it's like, I don't know, I got a lot. I paint a lot too. You know, I paint a couple hours every day probably. And I'm still just like, I don't know. I want to be done. Alright, this is looking really good here. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I don't know why I've been putting this guy off. Let's see here. Any other details I'm missing? I'll probably start painting the rock now. Using dark sea green from Vallejo, which is really just a good gray for some reason, but I like the color of it. Color for rocks. Yeah, I'm liking this layout as well a lot better. This is getting there. I'm you know, I wanted to make, I've been kind of busy. I wanted to make a video for my 500 subscribers just showing every background change, every camera angle change I've done over the last year and a half. Because I think I'm on my 20th iteration so far. I'm always just kind of changing things around, trying to flew both. It's tough because I also do a lot of editing work, and I need a laptop space for live streaming, and you know, painting itself is just it takes up a lot of space, and you know, you want to be comfortable while you're doing it. So I'm always doing things. I actually remodeled my whole garage into a studio. Which has been a fun endeavor. Kind of all in on this. I don't know why. I don't know. That's just me being extra, I guess. But I don't really have any goals or ambitions. You know, I'm just here to have fun. Like the things I've been doing with Renegade, honestly, wasn't even like in my goal list. Like, it seemed like kind of an impossibility. So I'm just my advice: just have a good time. Just do what you enjoy. You know. I'm gonna put a base layer of leather brown just to see what this looks like here. Got some water from my wet palette seed. I think I missed some landmines. Also, I know I'm gonna hit the rocks. I just wanna. I do wish we had more textured bases. I think the bases are probably my least favorite part about the new Heroescape. Is just, I think even like the Mon games have that little bumpy texture on top of it, just to, you know, make it kind of easy. Because right now the flat brown base is tough to work with. You know, honestly, if they weren't Heroescape figures, I would paint all the bases black and be done with it. But they ain't. Leather brown is a really good base color. Well, it actually matches more the new Heroescape than the old Heroescape. Old Heroescape is definitely a bit more of a dark orange brown, if you want to match that. But I'm satisfied with leather brown. I'm not like overly like all the colors of the bases need to match. They all need to be the same. I'm pretty lax with that. There we go. We're looking pretty good. Nice easy paint. I like that. I was painting oh, what's her name? The undead Miserex. I was painting Miserex, and I was just like hunched over on all those little bone details, and I wasn't very talkative that time, just because I was trying to paint 100 little bones. Alright. Come together. Can you go up inside? Yeah, I can. Okay, perfect. Okay. Do you want to do wash first or mushrooms? Let's add the base layer to the mushrooms. I'm really excited about those. So I'm using Pro Acryl Burnt Red. This is a great color to add to your collection if you plan on painting a bunch of scape. It matches kind of, it's a very much Utgar red, and I haven't really seen a color that's this deep and rich, kind of pre-mixed before. Honestly, reds and army painters are probably the worst aspect of it. The reds are all very pinky, kind of cool. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of the reds. So I like deep, dark, rich reds. Just taking our time on these little mushroom buddies here. I think all the dry-in are ones that look better when you paint them. I think a lot of the fun little texture and details is lost in the kind of the method Renegade uses to paint their figures. Like, I don't think they look bad, they just feel like they're so textured, and their kind of injection color process, I don't think translates very well with all the little nuance and stuff like that on these guys. I love these little pops of red. They just give you a little visual little spot to look at. You know, you look at the new Ordo that dropped, even that red eye really helps break apart those bears. Just your brain likes little bits. Okay, we're looking pretty good here. Let us go through and, you know what, I'm going to be different this time with this model. I'm not going to be using washes. I'm kind of in the mood to layer up. Maybe just to wash this cage, because I kind of... blend that in a bit better. And do you want a dry brush or my live stream is just me figuring out what I actually want to do. So we're good. We have a really nice base. Now, where do we want to go from here? Let's start adding some brighter colors. Let's really make this thing pop. Vivid. I think this thing has a chance to be very vivid. Very cool. So we are going to go with some bright yellow green compared to the dark yellow green. And we're going to kind of put that in, and we're going to mix those together. Just kind of blend. Try to keep this thin. And just kind of get some of the raised areas to really catch the eye. Highlights are pretty satisfying to do, especially on a model like this. Like, you just really can make it sing. Yeah, this is cool. I'm really liking this model. This actually might top EJ as my favorite model to paint. It's just, there's something really satisfying about painting natural textures as compared to just, you know, cloth, metal. Like, it's just a bit more easy to kind of, it's easier for me to imagine how, like, a light would hit a plant compared to how light affects, like, a shield or a you know, cloth bandana. You know, you just gotta think about that texture a bit more. Now we're just taking that very light green and just in a couple key areas. I'm liking how this is looking. There we go. Because this character has the chance to be so dull if you just really don't take time to add pops of interest. I hope Raakchott gets some buddies to be better, because right now he's kind of hard to use. I'm hoping we get some undead beast to join him, or something like some little, like imagine like a little squirrel that's undead, that's his familiar or something like that. Maybe like a snake. Actually, it'd be kind of cool to have like a little snake type familiar. Like a bone snake that's all leafy and viney and stuff like that. That'd be kind of fun. or something kind of reptilian. Since all the other kind of familiars are mammalian so far. There we go. Now, do we want to be even crazier and keep on bringing this up? Let's see, we could. I'm going to get some Afterlife green from, this is cuttlefish paint. They make very thin, almost glaze-like paints. These are given to me by Hexologist. I don't want to break these in a bit, so I'm going to try them out. They come on almost like glazes, so they're really great for blending and adding some cool highlights. One vote, I might be playing Nubian Wolves, which I want to try. There we go. We're getting there. I chose this model today just because, one, it's one I want to get done, but also I figured I usually like kind of do the base coat on my live streams, and I get kind of like tired. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let the wash settle. I'm gonna go work on something else. I'm worn out. This one kind of excites me. This one's like, oh cool, I can't wait to figure this out while I'm painting live. Stay ours for square. You notice I'm just being very subtle with these final highlights. Just getting the outermost edges and using a dot motion to kind of blend them in a bit better as well. Now, do I add fluorescence just to really make this? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see how bright I can get these things. I've been working a lot with fluorescence lately, and I've been liking them as a paint tool. Just a little. I'm on very thin as well, and I'm just going to do the tips. Really. Add some arcane kind of energy to this thing. And blend a different color in as well. Alright, let's work on clearing up the bone areas now. Where to put my skeleton bone at? I'll use ancient stone. It's pretty much a similar color. He has some lichen on his antlers too. I forgot to paint. I'll have to paint those. Okay, we are really cool with this guy. By keeping the top area and the bottom area very bright and the middle area dull, we really kind of are able to direct where the eye looks at. Alright, I'm gonna actually get some yellow, mix this in with the brown. Some demonic yellow. We're using that kind of yellow-brown mixture as a bit of a highlight. One, because it kind of blends that green in really well. And two, it's a bit of just a different color impression than you think. It looks a bit more like rotten wood, in my mind. I'm just picking up some of these vine details, like I missed in the first run. And I'm blending some of these colors a bit better on the antlers. And have a great rest of your stream. Looking forward to hopefully meeting me tomorrow and relearning to play the game. Yeah, hopefully I will see you there. And you have a great rest of your night. Thanks so much for tuning in. Shift this skull even further to some ivory. Find where I put it. We'll be using ivory from Pro Crew again. Just adding a final layer of highlights to this thing. And we're just getting this going right here. Kind of accentuating the rib cage a bit more. Clearly defining each spot. I am really getting close to finishing this guy. Okay, let's get some really bright red on this thing. We're going to use some bold pyro red from Monument. This is a very strong bright red, which I love. It's a great color to build up off if you want something to really punch. But actually, let's put a little bit of... Let's add some two tones to it. Let's put some scarlet in it, which is kind of like a orange red. That's from Vallejo. And then we'll put some bright red. This orange adds a very strong dimensionality to these mushrooms. It almost catches your eye. And we put a little of this bright red, we pretty much create a three-tone progression. Okay. Let's just make sure we got all this right here. And let's do the same thing for the eyes as well. Although the eyes, I might even go up to yellow just to get a really bright dot in there. add a bit of a shadow to the skeleton. That'll be it. We're just going to add some small details to the skull itself. Add some little dots, the mushrooms. Doing a little too heavy with the highlights, I felt like, so I'm bringing it back down. Kind of working my way around it. The highlights weren't popping as much as I had too much. Alright, let's let that dry. I'm gonna have to fix that face up a bit. really thin brush with a nice tip on it. And make sure the tip is very fine. Reshape it if you need to. Just add a little bit of spots to the big dabs you'll have to correct. Not talking much during this part because this does require a bit of focus here. Now, if you're feeling especially bold, you can take a little bit of white and put it on some of those spots as well. Let's see if I should get a toothpick. Would probably be better for this. So yeah, let's do that. I'm going to be using the edge of the paper clip for this. Which might still be, yeah, it's still too big. I think I have a very thin brush here. Let's just rebuild these eyes. For part of the eyes, I think I want to really make them stand out. So I'm going to paint those crevices that dark brown again. And just go around and You know, anything while I'm waiting.